Good day and welcome to SCO BRICS Insight, where we talk about what's really going on in the world of the BRICS. Now, today I want to talk about another success for Russia in its quest for industrial sovereignty and the substitution of imports. The former Bridgestone plant, one of the most modern tyre factories in Russia, has been relaunched in the Ulyanovsk region. It's become part of the Russian tyre manufacturing company Cordiant. The facility will produce both mass-market tyres under the Cordiant brand and the premium Gislaved range. So what are the new plant's prospects and what are the trends in the Russian tyre market? Well, the Bridgestone plant was launched in 2016 just outside Ulyanovsk, and it was the last foreign tyre manufacturing facility to appear in Russia. Investments into the development of the plant were approximately 12.5 billion rubles, which is about $200 million. However, following the imposition of sanctions against Russia, the Japanese owners decided to leave and the plant was closed in March 2022. At the end of 2023, it's remained under the ownership of the Japanese company, but was acquired in a sale by the Cordiant holding and being renamed Gislaved. As the governor of Ulyanovsk region, Alexei Ruskin, said, the plant's opening ceremony after the departure of foreign manufacturers was a welcome break after this enterprise was idle for 2 years. He says, "We're successful in retaining the vast majority of the plant's personnel, and its social payments were consistently maintained by Cordiant through this period." So now the enterprise is being restarted by a domestic investor who's done a lot of work and put in a lot of effort into this. This is the last plant in the region to have been restarted following the departure of foreign investors, said the mayor. Now, according to Alexei Mordashov, who's the CEO of the Sever Group, which owns the Cordiant holding, the Ulyanovsk plant was in test mode at the end of last year and it's now about to go fully into production. I mean, that allowed them the preliminary testing of the production processes before the start of full operations. Now, before I continue, I'd like to make an appeal. If you like and enjoy my videos, you can help me fund the channel and my website, SCOBRICSinsight.com, to further develop them. You can do this by making a small donation, which you can do by clicking on the thanks button at the bottom of the video screen. Everybody who donates does get a personal thank you from me, and I'm thanking you all now for watching. Please keep the comments coming. I love to see them, love to read them, and love to respond to them. Now, the products of the plant will undergo a number of changes as they're working on expanding the range of tyres they produce. So it's one of the most modern plants in the world with the latest technology. The enterprise is capable of making premium quality tyres, and it's going to look specifically at that particular segment, which is in short supply on the Russian market, says Mordashov. He also shared the production plans of the Gislaved plant. He said by the end of the year, the enterprise plans to produce about 1.2 million tyres. The following year, it's expected to reach the full capacity of 2.4 million tyres. And the Gislaved plant is already producing the Cordiant Run summer tyre as well as the Cordiant Snow Max 7000, which is a winter-studded tyre. Now, I'd like to explain that in Russia, you have two different sets of wheels, not just tyres for your car. One set's used from the late spring at the end of the snows and frost to the early autumn. Then you change to winter tyres that are studied and ideal for driving in snow and icy conditions. And you actually change the whole set of the wheels with the tyres on, and you put the others into storage until the autumn or the beginning of spring. He also announced that the enterprise will be beginning the production of a third tyre model, which is a Gislaved spike control in the near future. That's an extra special tyre for very severe winter conditions. In addition, there's also plans to launch production of 2 more models of summer tyres under Gislaved brand during the year. And Volodin also highlighted that around 50% of the compounds used by Cordiant to produce tyres are domestically produced, which is another success for import substitution. We emphasise that that process of import substitution of the raw materials and compounds is always actively being worked on, and it's been worked on for the last couple of years. Now, the approval processes for particular compounds in the tyre composition of the body is a time-consuming procedure. It does take up to 1.5 years from the initial assessment of the quality of a new type of raw material to manufacturing and the testing of prototypes of finished products. At the same time, not all compounds can be replaced. I mean, for instance, Russia doesn't produce natural rubber, which is a key component in tyre manufacturing due to the fact that it's not naturally occurring in the country. Similar situation exists with certain types of chemicals that are part of the mixture for making tyres, and there's only a few companies worldwide that are engaged in the production of these particular chemical additives. Now at present, the production of tyres ranging from 13 to 18 inches in diameter is the focus in Ulyanovsk. At the same time, Volodin has noted that demand for tyres of larger diameters is also growing proportionately, following the increase in the number of crossovers in the vehicle fleets. Now, in response to this trend, he says, we are committed to meeting the evolving market demands. Over the year, the share of tyres of 17 inches in diameter above in the total production volumes would increase from 13 to 14%. We intend to increase the production of these types of tyres, he said. By the end of the year, the company also plans to expand the range of passenger car tyres offered up to 22-inch tyres, he says. Then Cordiant also revealed that the company's developed tyres for the domestic luxury brand Aurus, which is a favourite of the Russian President Vladimir Putin. I mean, the Gislaved brand for Aurus cars are undergoing rigorous testing, and that represents a serious challenge for them. I mean, the car manufacturer is interested in a second supplier from its current one, as last year's its sales of new passenger car tyres in Russia increased by 23%. The Cordiant currently owns a 13% market share and is looking to get that up to 15% in 2025. At the same time, he believes that the passenger car tyre production capacity are actually excessive. Initially, most tyre companies are being export oriented. In some cases, more than half the products produced by some plants were supplied abroad. However, the change in political situation has made supplies to Europe and the US problematic. So, as a result, the company is now exploring new particular sales markets. Now, these markets, according to Cordiant, are South Africa, Algeria, Egypt, and some other countries in North Africa. And he says there's literally thousands of Chinese manufacturers on the market around the world, and often these brands are not well known. And they pose a challenge in terms of replacement, as it can be difficult, if not impossible, to source the correct tyre if you've already had these ones. So consequently, domestic tyre buyers in Russia have a distinct advantage. Russian brands have a strong presence in all the regions of the country, making it easy to find replacements, according to the head of Cordiant. Now, Maxim Kadakov, who's the editor-in-chief of the magazine Razarutye, shares this view, noting the challenges involved in identifying the correct models of Chinese tyres in particular from the less well-known brands or those not readily available in the popular sizes. He says this challenge is not only exclusive to Chinese tyres, but also relevant to other brands. Examples of similar issues affecting renowned European and Japanese brands like Pirelli and also Yokohama. Following the termination of official deliveries to Russia, replacing only one or two wheels can be very challenging. Furthermore, the larger and less common the wheel size, the more challenging it becomes to source the required tyres. In some cases, the cost of replacing a single wheel with its tyre can be the same price as a set of wheels and tyres from a Russian brand, says Kadakov. Anyway, that's the situation with the Russian tyre market and the new plant in Ulyanovsk. So it's another success chalked up for Russia, and it's getting a grip. Now, thanks for watching. Please like, share and subscribe, and do click the alert button so you know when I post a new video. And if you will help me out, click on the thanks button at the bottom of the screen and make a donation, and I'll see you all again soon. Thank you.